Bouyon! That's like a sauce. Hey, Pepe.
Love how we party, love how we fet. Pour out the bounty, everything set. Celebrate good friends and more. Let me see, good moon, fair war. Love how the twin peaks rise to the top. Bounty, treasure, right non-stop. We love with spirit and we all have fun. Love that loose and rum.
Perfectly blended, smooth, the rum of the people. Experience the 6 flavors of Bounty Rum, the spirit of St. Lucia.
Shh! Do you hear that rumbling? That's not thunder. That's the Hurricane Hole Ray of Sunshine. It's $50 all-inclusive barbecue happening Saturday, July 12th, 193 Vernon Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, from 5 to 10 p.m. 5 hours of straight Category 5 thunderous vibes. Food flowing, drinks flowing, vibes turn all the way up. Musically, shelling the place down. DJ Speedo Meeting.
Yeah, talk to me now.
And DJ Bashi. From old school classics to dancehall beat to soca madness to the tunes that make you wanna bust the wine till sunset. This is not a sit-down event. This is a bring your big energy kind of line. So rally the crew and enter the hole. The Hurricane Hole Ray of Sunshine, July 12th, 193 Vernon Avenue.
Get pain relief fast with Frances Rub. When the days get tough, rub it. Having back pains, rub it. The dog not well, rub it. COVID on you, rub it. If you have 4AD, rub it. For proper circulation, rub it. Stroke have you on a side, rub it. For all problems in life, rub it with Frances Rub. Or call 713-4162 or 489-3421. Nothing beats a good old Frances Rub. Located in the Vendors Arcade, booth 27B.
And now in VA4 on Girodi Street next to the post office.
On Sunday, July 12th, Watch Radio NYC and Night Blink Events presents Sunblaze, the all-inclusive fest, the ultimate poolside breakfast party. We head down to Platin Mabon in Moshi from 10 a.m. where we explode with vibes. Come dressed in your shades of yellow and orange. Entertainment and performances by Carlton Roberts, Sly and the Logic Band. DJs, we have DJ Coalition, DJ 9, Kevin X, DJ Litchi, and Hollywood HP. All-inclusive tickets cost $225. Ticket outlets: Sophisticates in Rodney Bay, Wings of Love, Chila's in Rosalie, Mrs. Beauty Lounge in Viewfort. Sunblaze, the ultimate poolside breakfast fest.
So I put it, I chop it, I put it, I chop it. Shana run she head and start to so I put it, I chop it, I put it, I chop it. I can't stop.
Good night, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Bouyon. Of course, I am your host, Peter D, and tonight I have a very special guest. Well, very, 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 very talented guest in the house, and can't wait to have that discussion with him. But before I do that, let me just say a good night and welcome to everyone who have joined us tonight. Don't forget, guys, it's all about Sunblaze happening July 12th in St. Lucia. And, tickets are only $225 EC dollars. Somebody asked me if it's US earlier on. I had to tell them, no, it's only EC. And if you want the PEP, I call it, which is a premium experience package, it's only 1,500 EC dollars, but you get 4 passes for that price. Or if you by yourself and you want to come along, it's $390, and it's all EC dollars. With the PEP, you get everything, man. It's fully inclusive. You get premium drinks, and a lot to eat, and you have your reserve parking. So much you'll get. Yes, so let's go back to Bouyon. This is our final show for the season. We will resume back, I think, middle of September, I think, is the time we come back. But we'll be sharing that some of that information on Watch Radio later on. But this is our final show for until after the summer, you know. So I want to, Chelsea, I see you, my dear. I want to say good afternoon to you. Good evening. Welcome again to you always here. So thank you, my dear, for coming. Once again, people, remember this is an interactive show. I encourage you guys to share the live, to come on and share your thoughts as well. You know, I wouldn't know if you're viewing us unless you say something to us. So we want to encourage you guys to kind of share and be part of the discussion. All right, now it's time to bring on this very creative person. Let me welcome him on. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to the Bouyon Talk Show. Can you hear me? What is going on now? Are you hearing me?
I'm not hearing anything.
Oops. You see, and that's sometimes the problem we have. But you know, technical glitches and stuff happen.
I'm not hearing anything. I may have some problem with the audio here. I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me. Okay.
Somehow I'm not hearing anything.
Okay.
I was hearing the ads, but I'm not getting any audio on my feed here. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, but I'm not hearing anything from you. My volume is
okay. Let's do as we get this resolved.
I was hearing the ads, but I'm not.
Okay. As we
By the
get
time you came on, I wasn't hearing anything.
Okay. As we get this resolved, let us just drop an ad and you can hear me now?
I just heard you a while ago.
Okay, so maybe it's something with your settings. So let's see. Testing 1, 2. Do you hear me? Let's check again. Are you hearing me? Because I haven't touched my settings.
I just heard you a while ago.
Okay, testing 1, 2. Can you hear me? No? And you know, it's amazing. We're hearing you very loud and clear.
Audio.
So that is...
Speaker. Yeah, my speaker is on.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let me...
Oh.
Okay. Testing 1. Let's see what we're hearing. Nothing?
Just now. Just give me... I'm hearing you now, but somehow
you took your camera off.
I took my camera off.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's all right. These things happen. Let us. We're gonna run a short commercial, and then when we come back, we should be sorted.
Yeah. Wow. Let me. Okay.
All the wonders in the world, St. Lucia's only meant for me. So much history to be told and so much more for eyes to see. The colors feel the love, I can tell you all the way. Proud of it, proud of it, proud of it, proud of it. It don't matter where I voyage, it don't matter where I roam. Majestic becomes stand.
Shh! Do you hear that rumbling? That's not thunder. That's the Hurricane Hole Ray of Sunshine. It's $50 all-inclusive barbecue happening Saturday, July 12th, 193 Vernon Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, from 5 to 10 p.m. 5 hours of straight Category 5 thunderous vibes. Food flowing, drinks flowing, vibes turn all the way up. Musically, shelling the place down. DJ Speedo Meeting.
Yeah, talk to me now.
And DJ Bashi. From old school classics to dancehall beat to soca madness to the tunes that make you wanna bust the wine till sunset. This is not a sit-down event. This is a bring your big energy kind of line. So rally the crew and enter the hole. The Hurricane Hole Ray of Sunshine, July 12th, 193 Vernon Avenue.
All right. We're hoping this time around we are on. Let us see. Let us try this again. All right, hold on one
I'm
second. Let's
hearing you.
add it. So we're good now. You can hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Fi- we can hear you. So finally, we got
All
it
right.
done. Let
I
me
don't know
tell
what
you,
happened
man.
there.
Sometimes the challenges are real, but technology that's part of the territory.
Yeah, man.
Let me just welcome everyone who's here. They're saying that they can hear, so now I'm sure they're hearing both of us now. So, Ted,
Yeah,
Sandiford,
man.
welcome to Bouyon, welcome to Watch Radio
Thanks.
NYC. This is your first time. I hope it's not going to be your last.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it is. It's really a pleasure having you. Your work span from creativity, education, the inspiration, and I just want to thank you for joining us, man. Thank you so much. So, for persons who do not know you, who have never probably seen you, which I think is almost impossible, tell them a little bit about yourself. Who is Ted Sandiford?
Ted Sandiford, media artist. I stress on media artist because I my expertise is in media, as in digital art. Although I can do traditional art because I started from scratch, right? But my specialty is digital art, as in animation. That's why we say media, animation, film, design, on all the bells and whistles of that. I also delve into the different forms of art as well. I used to dance, I used to DJ, I used to do all these kinds of things. So I guess all these things I did growing up actually molded me into becoming a media artist. Yeah, and I'm also an educator. At the end of the day, that is my day job. I'm an educator. I used to teach at St. Mary's College, and I'm currently teaching at Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. I'm a lecturer of animation and design as well. I do some digital marketing as well. Yes. Yeah, so yeah, in a nutshell, yeah, educator, artist, media artist. That's Ted Sandiford.
Wow. Let me tell you, you carry a lot of hats, my brother. You carry a lot of. I look at you in awe. I'm like, wow. And just learning that from a very young age you were into that vibe because you were DJ. You did all of those great things. But let me ask you, what really sparked your passion for animation and media?
Okay, so I have to go like way back to when I was growing up
Right.
because I actually wanted to become a writer. Although I was always in my drawings and so on, at that time I believed that drawing was just a hobby, right? Somebody couldn't pursue a career in just drawing and art and painting and these kinds of things. So I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to write children's books. Okay. And I enjoyed writing poetry, these kinds of things. And in the back burner, I always used to draw from the time I cannot tell you when I started to draw. I can't because they say as long as I could have held a pencil, I was drawing, right? Because I could be sitting down, bored and everything. If I had a pencil in my hand or something to write, I would be drawing. In all my books, my textbooks, sometimes in the textbooks they have like two empty pages towards the end of the book. All that would be drawing. Sometimes I would put little stick men in the corner of the page and then flip it to make it to give the illusion of movement. I would do that as well. So all that I was doing, right? But at the back of my mind, yeah, but that ain't no kind of career. You understand? So, and all that was instilled in me by, my father didn't want me to be doing them drawing things at all because he thought that I was wasting my time because he would have preferred me to be a lawyer, a doctor, these kinds of things. But my mom encouraged me a lot. All right, I used to ask her to bring paper and all my equipment for me and so on, and she would buy them for me, and I
Okay.
would continue drawing. But like I said, it was just a hobby for me. Even though I spent most of my time doing it,
Right. Right.
I still regarded it as a hobby. I pursued visual arts while I was in my CXC. That was one of the subjects that I did, and disappointingly, I did well at CSEC, but I felt that I failed art because I got a grade 2 in
Okay.
art. And that was very devastating to me. Even if I did well in the other subjects, a grade 2 in art hour. Nah. I could have taken a grade 2 in literature or something like that, but not art. Because everybody regarded Ted as the artist.
Right, right, right. Imagine that, right?
Imagine that. So I moved on. I after St. Mary's College, I went on to study architectural technology at Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. And it was then I realized that okay, I thought architecture was just me sitting down in a drafting room and so on, doing house plans and so on, and that was not the case. I found myself in a position where I had to be doing carpentry, plumbing, masonry, all things that have to do with building.
Right.
I had to do that. And a lot of science involved, the physics, the chemistry, them kind of things. So I'm
Right.
there like, okay, there for me. So I transferred to A level at the time. Yeah, it was A level. They don't have no A level now, right?
Right.
So I was there. I pursued economics, management of business, and history.
Really?
Yes, that's what I did at A level. All right. Now during that time during my times at A level and D terms as well, that's architecture, I used to be doing little comic strips, right? And I used to sell them. Well, I used to draw them on a sheet of paper, and my friend used to photocopy them. And we used to sell them for $1. So he would get his cut, I get my cut, right? And that was a hit. Everybody in the school was buying that comic book, right? And I did the to be continued approach. So
Right.
it's there like a soap opera. So everybody come in next day for the new one. So I used to be doing that as well. All that time, I was doing it for money, but at the same time I was developing my entrepreneurial skills
Yes.
as well as my practice in art. And I didn't even realize that. I just wanted to make a little money. You understand?
Right, right, yeah.
I didn't even realize that. So yes, I graduated from A level, and then my art teacher at the time, Mr. St. Omer, he said that he was retiring. That was at St. Mary's College, and he wanted me to replace him. I saw that as an honor, although I was scared
Right.
for me to go back to teach at my alma mater. Right? But I took on the challenge. I said, yes, I agreed. And that was the year 2000. Yes. And that's when I started teaching, 2000. So I taught at St. Mary's College up until 2018. Now, I think it was my second year of teaching. I decided to pursue my education in education. So I went to Teachers College for 2 years.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes, I did. So I'm a certified teacher.
You're certified teacher, yes.
As well, yes. And I do not regret it because in doing that, I learned the psychology of children and how they learn. And it was very beneficial to me, as in I would be able to connect with the students better. So then into 2004, I returned to St. Mary's College, all right, better equipped to deal with the students and so on. And it was that year a student approached me and he told me that, sir, yes, you are a designer. I see that you're into your graphic design, but why don't you try animation? I told him animation. So he says, like, animation is like graphic design in motion. I said, okay. And he actually introduced me to a software. At the time, it was called Macromedia Flash. So let's imagine a student inspiring a teacher, you know?
Yes.
So I took on his challenge and I taught myself that software. And here I am. I fell in love with animation.
Wow.
You know? And my first gig, I remember that clearly. It was DJ Play. I did a promo for FET for DJ Play called Outside.
Okay.
And it aired on DBS. And a lot of people approached him like, who did that ad for you? Because I think that was the first animated ad. Same at the time. So he sent the customers to me, and then that's where he started. The corporate world started. I think it was M&C, then Valmore, and different places wanted an animated ad. So then I'm somebody, I like to step up my game. So since the demand for that was increasing, I'm a perfectionist, and I compare myself to the other animations I see out there, and
Right.
I wasn't cutting it. So I tried to improve myself. And it was then I decided that, yeah, boy, let me see if there are schools I could go to pursue this. So then I saw that there were many schools, but they were costly. They were costly. And I would have to go overseas and so on. But then I noticed that there is a school, the Art Institute, and there were many divisions at the time. And the Pittsburgh division, I could have done it online. All right. So I applied, I got accepted, but
The challenge, right?
the challenge. So I approached the banks, and that was very discouraging for me because I remember one appointment that I had with a loans officer, and the loans officer told me they actually have degrees in that. So, and
Wow.
then she goes like, probably if you do something more substantial, right, you may get a loan or something, but we don't give loans for especially that price, because at the time it was $120,000. I think that's US. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So then I was very discouraged, but then something hit me. There was one time I said, like, Ted, you have to start that. And once you start, you must finish. So that's what I did. What I did, I took a small loan for the first semester.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
And from that, I got that ball rolling, like a little avalanche.
Yes.
Right. And it goes and it builds up. I got that ball rolling. So while I'm at school, I'm learning. And that's another thing. For me to pay tuition, I had to open a business. That's where Acid Creations came from. I had to,
Ah,
I had to
wow.
open a business to sustain my schooling.
Yeah.
And as I learned at school, I implemented that in the business.
In the business.
Yes. So, I mean, I had to be paying for after I paid off my loan, yes, because it was a first semester, but I continued, and from the business I was paying off my school. But I had to take about a whole year off school because I'm paying that out of my pocket, and it got really it got
Yeah.
really daunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be.
It can be, yeah. So at that time, I don't know what inspired me, but something told me, Ted, you have to finish that. So what I did, I didn't have the money at the time. I approached the banks again. They tell me make a wrong, all kind of things. So some
Oh,
institutions say they're not providing educational loans, these kinds of things. So I mean, I decided to go the crowdfunding approach. Yeah. And I did not want to do GoFundMe. I didn't want to do
right.
GoFundMe because
Right.
it was asking for money kind of thing. And in our society already, boy.
Yeah. You protecting yourself there.
Exactly. Because it took me a whole 3 months before I put to make my campaign live. Because
Mhm.
I chose the platform Indiegogo. I chose Indiegogo because it's not actually asking people for money. It's providing a service. Okay. So what I did, I did caricatures. So there were different levels of the caricatures: $20, $60, $100, based on the detail that you want, and the customers would come in and whatnot. So I preferred that approach because I was actually working.
Right.
And to be honest with you, that's the hardest I ever worked, because
Wow.
I did probably over 120 caricatures during that period. Right, I was given 40 days to raise 25,000 US dollars. Right, and I actually did it. And I remember that I made my target was made on Emancipation Day. I remember that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Emancipation Day. Right, and
Emancipate
I yeah,
yourself.
yeah, and that was the 30th day, I think. And I should actually gain about $2,000 more than my actual goal. So I was able to finish school. I paid off my school, and I would finish the last semester, and I was the valedictorian
Oh
of
wow.
my yes, I was a valedictorian. I got the award for best animation student. I got that, and my work was showcased as well. I had to fly up to Pittsburgh and so on. Well, I did go to my graduation, but there was a showcase as well of the students' work and so on. But that was, I mean, yeah, and that's the time I realized that, yeah, Ted, that's your calling, and I have to use that calling to um to make, I would think, make humanity better. This is
Yeah.
why you will find that I have a lot of motivational stuff on social media. So I'll use my platform to motivate others. And I mean, I have been discouraged before, and I use my experiences so that people who are having these same experiences they won't feel alone, and they would know that there is a way out. And
Yeah.
I have this sensitivity towards my fellow artists, and you see the students that are artists right now, and they are budding artists and they want to be better. All right. I I mean, I know what they're going through, so I like to encourage them so that they won't give up. Because at the end of the day, there are many times when you just want to give up, do something else because hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, that's a remarkable story, my brother. I was there just
yeah.
listening. You just had me captivated there for the minute, man. Just listening to you, what you went through. Let's
Mhm.
see. Tanya just says, I remember that. Tanya is there. What she says, she says, troublesome Tanya in the house. So good night to you,
Yes.
Tanya. You know, boy said, imagine I know Tanya for how long, and that's the
Mm.
first time I'm seeing Tanya on a Bouyon show. So it took
Eh,
you to bring Tanya to my Bouyon show.
yeah,
Wow.
I put it on my Facebook, and the first person to comment was her. Like,
Was
yeah,
that?
I did.
I saw that. Sabina Daniel, I want to say good night to you. Sabina is here. Miriam, I want to say good night. I just want to say good night to everyone who've joined us. We have so much to talk about, you know, so I'll not be able to call everybody. Anissa, I can see you. Chelsea, I know you're there. So thank you guys so very much. What you said, this is so real, and what many young people face in the journey to an education, in their journey to an education. And that's so true. You made a very important point earlier on when you're talking about yourself. You said that your dad was not really in favor of you going the artistic way and doing that. What advice do you give to parents today who have a child who wants to pursue that kind of dream? What advice would you give to a parent?
Parents need to understand that we are all different. Now, I do understand that, I mean, as a parent myself, you want the best for your kids, and you want to give them stuff that you did not have. You usually realize that, okay, sometimes a nurse would not want their child to become a nurse. A doctor would not want their child to become a doctor because they know all the hardships of it. So they don't want their child to experience that. But at the end of the day, they need to realize that people are born with different purposes in life, right? And the world would be a pretty boring place if everybody did the same thing.
True.
You understand? So if I get up on a morning and I think about art, and I go to bed and I think about art, I'm an artist, right? And the moment a parent tries to defy that, that will bring some kind of rebellion going on. At first, it will be okay. But then when you try to draw somebody away from something that they love, there will be some form of rebellion there. All right. Now, I will give the example of me. I did not rebel, but I will give you the situation that happened with my father. All right. There was one time I entered a competition, and it was a dental health competition, and it was made out to the different schools and whatever. And then I took part. I was drawing. I was doing the layout for my poster. It was a poster I had to design. And my father came home and he saw me and he asked me like, "What you doing there, boy?" I said, "I just drawing something." So he took it and he tore it and he told me, "Get something to do, get something more constructive to do." So yeah, I was just upset and so on, but yeah, whatever. And the next day I was at school and I said, nah, something told me like, yo, Ted, you have to do that. You have to do that. And I did it at school. Sometimes I did at home. So I used to have I was on the table. I used to have my books on the table and my sketch pad on my lap. And then I used to draw. And then when every time I saw him coming, I used to just, all right. So, so I did not win the competition, but I got second place. All right.
Okay.
And the prize giving ceremony, my mother could not attend because she had to work. She's a nurse, so she had to work at night. So my father had to go with me. It was at the time, it was at Royal St. Lucian Hotel. At the time, yeah. So all the works were being showcased on the wall. And then he's seen that everybody's praising me and the students and so on who got the first, second, and third prize. And then he's looking at the thing and he's there like, "You did that?" So I told him, "Yeah." So then I told him, "Remember the thing you tore the last time?" He tell me, "Yeah." I tell him, "Well, it's a lucky thing you tear it because I actually did something better." So yeah. So from that time, he kind of eased out on me. And then he realized that, yes, I'm teaching art and so on. And then in I would say when I switched to, well, not switch, but advance to digital art and so on, my father was getting me all my equipment. My first camera, my first DSLR camera, my father bought it for me, right? So he turned around. So I think the parents need to actually look for the benefits of the dreams of their child, right? Because at the end of the day, and COVID-19 taught me that. COVID-19 actually taught me how important media, I mean, I'm talking about my field,
Yes.
media arts, all right, is important. Because when everybody was locked down inside, nobody could shoot live video. The animation industry was going up, right? Because this is something you can do indoors,
Yeah.
you know? But I believe that once somebody finds their niche, they will be successful. Now, I'm not talking about success when it comes to money,
Yeah.
right? I'm talking about peace of mind. I have many friends who, let's just say one, for example, he was a lawyer. He left law for him to be a traditional artist. He paints now. He lives in a smaller house and so on or whatever, but he's happier.
Yeah. The
He's
joy.
happier, less stress. So I believe that it's very rare to get people, especially now these days, they actually do things that they enjoy. And if your child gets an opportunity to do the stuff and pursue the stuff that they enjoy, they will be living a more fulfilling life.
So true.
Because we as parents, we are scared. We want our children to succeed. But at the end of the day, the children know what they want. Growing up, they know what they want. Because I was fighting the fact that I was an artist. I was an artist. There was a time, a whole year I spent not drawing or doing any form of art because there was a point I actually believed my father, right, that that ain't no kind of a career, but you can't run away from it. It's your calling. Know that I'll go biblical here. You know that story of Jonah and the wheel?
Yes.
Right? And Jonah tried to defy God and he went somewhere else. They put that man in a wheel and and they will drop him where he's supposed to
Where
go.
you're supposed to be, right?
Yeah, man. So I think that it is not coincidence that that I went to teach at St. Mary's College visual arts and the path that I took. I believe that it's my calling to use my craft, use my talent to uplift others. This is another reason why I do motivational talks as well. I like to speak to the youth, right? And I like to go down to their level so that they can understand what I went through so it can actually help them in their pursuit of their careers.
I have a question for you. Hold on,
Yeah.
Let me just read what Glenna Gabriel just said. She's a parent. She said, "You are so right. I remember my son loved the art and was good at drawing, but my parents at the time felt that there was no future in art in St. Lucia. at the time I felt the same way and told him to do it as an elective. It took me years to realize that I did not do justice to my son. And and again, that's probably, at least in her case, she realized, right? In your father's case, he realized, you know what, my son is actually really good at that. Let me give him some freedom to do some of the stuff, because sometimes it really takes a lot to convince your parents to to allow you to do, especially when it comes to the creative arts. And I remember having Travis Weeks on the show on Bouyon. We were talking, and he was saying, you know, sometimes people think about the arts as just the arts, but they don't realize it molds you and it teaches you different things and it helps you to be a better person. It helps you to be able to speak better and to share your thoughts and all of these things. So there's so many other attributes to just drawing or just being involved in just the creative arts, if that makes sense.
Yes, 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 yes. Of course,
Let-
of course.
you know something I want to ask you, man. You in at the bottom here, you indicated that this is Ted Sandiford, right? Media artist, educator, animator. But where's the one that says motivational speaker? Because you do a lot of that too. So why not?
Yeah, I do a lot of it, but you know, sometimes it I see that under my I do so much, right? That I just keep that one out. I just keep that one
But
because I'm looking at myself right now and it's kind of seeing that after what you just said, I see how overwhelming it is. And I don't know. I just didn't add it in.
you see, you say it's overwhelming, but you know the thing is, you have a powerful message to give. You have a powerful word. I can see there's some young person listening to you and saying, "Oh my God, I'm going through that,"
No,
and
but
look at
that's
where he
the
has come from, what he has
no,
gone
but
through.
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, okay, let me tell you my process, right?
Mhm.
Especially when it comes to these motivational talks. An idea will come. I will probably see, I'll remember something that happened or an experience somebody had. And then something would come to mind, either a story or a message. And that message will, will juke me and juke me and juke me until I do it. All right. I would try, just like in the story of Jonah, I would just put and say,
Right.
like, that's I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Sometimes I would get up early in the morning and just do it. And then I would see a message, a comment under that post and say, like, this is what I really needed to hear this morning. Thank you. And I'm there like, all right, okay. And then on to the next one. You see, that's a process. And many times, I'm going back to education, but it will be linked with this as well.
Right.
Many times, I want to finish with education. Right? I want to finish with education because it's a lot when it comes to dealing with the kids and so on. And now I'm dealing with young adults as well. It can be very daunting, And then there were times I would have a resignation letter there already. And then in these times, I would get an email or a message. Mr. Sandiford, you may not remember me, but I am so and so, and you taught me whatever, whatever. And I would like to say that I never forget how you inspired me to do this and that. And then I'd be like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Wow.
And it reminds me of my purpose as well. Up till last year, the class of 2020, 2025, yeah, I was in my office and this student just comes there with a big fruit cake, with a card and whatever. So this is
Wow.
long overdue, but whatever, whatever. And it was from that animation and design class. And I'm there like, oh wow. And
Yeah.
it was not even Teachers Appreciation Day or anything. It was just,
You
and
touching
all
my
these, yeah, all these are reminders. I mean, yeah.
yeah.
You see that, yeah, money is important,
Yeah.
you can use your money to big up yourself. But the feeling that you get when you see a student succeeds, that student succeeds, and you are part of that success, and when that student recognizes your effort,
Yeah.
that's one of like the greatest feelings. or even if like I post something online and it's something like funny and somebody sees me and say, I said that make my day. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Mission accomplished.
accomplish.
Yeah.
And that's really important. I want to take a commercial break, but when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about well, I have a question about the student who first told you, why don't you go into animation? Let's talk a little bit about that and what have you been in touch with that student. But let's take a commercial break because I want to
All right.
advertise that big event we have in St. Lucia, July 12th. I think
All
people
right.
should show up, so let's just play this ad and then we'll come right back.
All right,
On
no problem.
Sunday, July 12th, Watch Radio NYC and Night Blink Events presents Sunblaze, the all-inclusive fest, the ultimate poolside breakfast party. We head down to Platin Mama in Moshi from 10 a.m. where we explode with vibes. Come dressed in your shades of yellow and orange. Entertainment and performances by Carlton Roberts, Sly, and the Logic Band. DJs, we have DJ Collision, DJ Nine, Kevin X, DJ Litchi, and Hollywood HB. All-inclusive tickets cost $225. Ticket outlets: Sophisticates in Rodney Bay, Wings of Love, Chinas in Grosley, Mrs. Beauty Lounge in Viewfort. Sunblaze, the ultimate poolside breakfast fair.
So I put it, I chop it, I put it, I chop it. Shana once she head and start to I put it, I chop it, I put it, I chop it. I can't stop.
And just saying that Peter D will be there as well. Let me just again thank everybody for joining us. This, of course, is the Bouyon Talk Show, and you are tuned to Watch Radio NYC. My guest tonight is media artist, educator, animator, and also motivational speaker, Ted Sandiford. Once again, I want to say thank you, my brother, for being part of my Bouyon show. This is the last show we're having for the season. And what a way to end it, man. What a way to end it. It's a while I've been trying to get you on my show. So finally you're here, and I'm really, you're laughing because right?
Yep.
I have you here, so finally I'm happy. But something I realized we'll have to do a part 2. I suspect that, but I suspect that because let me tell you, so many things I want to ask you and so many things we want to talk about. An hour is just not enough, but we only have about 18 minutes left, my bro. So how time flies. But tell us about that student who said to you, who saw that in you that you probably never thought about.
Danny Edmond, that's his name. Danny Edmond. At the time he was in Form 3. Yeah, he wasn't even an art student. I mean, we just used to keep it because we shared a common interest. I like a lot of tech. I like a lot of tech stuff, and he was into tech as well. So, yeah, we still keep in touch. There was one time he actually saved me again. It was like, I think it was 2 years ago. I was doing photography at Jazz. In fact, I was shooting vlogs and so on, and then I didn't have a memory card. And Danny is at Jazz. And I don't know what Adani was doing with memory cards, right? But
He was enjoying jazz. He wasn't there working.
He was at Jazz. So I'm there like, Gasa, I'm missing a memory card. Gasa, I forget my memory card. What SD card? He told me. I told him yes, and then he goes like, oh, I have, and he has a little case. He opened that, and a ton of memory cards.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So Adani saved me again. Yeah, but we still keep in touch once in a while. Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good. Let me ask, when you're creating something new, what does your creative process look like?
Now, you say something new, and that is the most important part of production, right? Or art. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing new under the sun. It's just remixing what has been there already. So I would spend probably hours, days, depending on my deadline, right? Thinking, contemplating about how will I approach this. But my thing is, the first thing that comes to my mind, I will not do it. Because that's the first thing that will come to somebody else's mind. So I will dig deeper in my imagination and try to come out with something different and effective. Because at the end of the day, if somebody is walking down the street and they're seeing a sign that they are used to seeing every day, they will not look at it twice. When you see something that is different that's when you start to pay attention to it. And that's the challenge of the arts and what I deal with, actually coming up with something that is different. So that would be the first step, coming up with a concept. And well, I'm talking in general because there are so many things that I do. So coming up with a concept, laying it down, comparing. So I would probably go online. I would go online and see if anybody has done the same thing. Right. And then when I realize that, okay, nobody has done this or few people have done it, if it's there already, I will use sites like Pinterest, even Google Photos and whatever. I would use that as well to just to see, to get some form of inspiration. And I use AI as well. AI is a tool that I use. Now, there's a lot of thing going around about AI and people using AI and whatever. I am not, to be very honest with you, I'm not scared of, I'm not afraid of AI. I use it as a tool and I use it for inspiration. So for example, if I have a particular job to do, if I don't see it on Pinterest, I would go to ChatGPT or wherever, and it will generate different concepts for me. And then I would use what it gave me to come up with my own. Because at the end of the day, if you leave it just for the AI to do something for you, it will give you something very generic, and somebody else will have that same poster or whatever thing I'm designing. And we see that online. We can tell when something is AI.
Right.
We can tell. So yeah, so right now in this day and age, AI is part of my process as well. And then for some projects, I would have, if it's an ad or something, I'd have somebody watch it to see if they understand. And my students are my biggest critics, as in the moment let's say it's an animated ad or something, and the moment they watch it and they do this face and they look like what? I know, I have to go back. I have to go back and change some things, because design art is all about communication, right? So if that message is not communicated, then I have to wheel and come again.
That's a good point, because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who's a graphic artist on Saturday, and she was saying to me, so I said, yeah, normally when you'll send me this in the chat, I don't even look at it because I don't have that artistic eye and I can't see it. And she's like, no, but that's why I want you to see it, because an artist will be more critical. But if you, the ordinary person, look at it and say it appeals to you, or it looks good, or then that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the feedback from the guy who's not thinking about it from that standpoint. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't even look at it because I know I'm not that bright when it comes to the artistic vibe. It's not my vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I just
artists everybody's vibe, and they don't even realize that,
really?
because we are exposed to art, and people usually trivialize art because of what it is. But at the end of the day, we realize that art, graphic design in particular, is very, very important. Let me explain. You will wake up on a morning. In this day and age, the first thing people reach out for is their phone. Somebody designed that phone. You look at the interface, somebody designed that. The icons that you put on there, somebody designed it. When you go to the supermarket, let's just say your friend asked you to buy a box of cornflakes. How would you identify the cornflakes? Right? And they want Kellogg's cornflakes. Right? How would you identify the Kellogg's from the Sunshine, from whatever? It's the design.
Yeah.
How would you identify KFC when you're driving? It's a design. We are all exposed to design, but people don't they don't see that. They don't see the importance of design, but it is very, very important.
That's a good point. I never look at it like that, and I'm sure quite a few of our audience members probably never look at it like that. Boy, our time coming to an end. But let me ask you, when you're not creating, what do you enjoy doing, bro?
Okay, I enjoy playing video games.
Okay.
I love basketball. Right, but I haven't played basketball in a while. I love the gym. I love working out. I love I used to run a lot, but now I know my knees, whatever. So I walk instead.
Okay.
But I try my best to be active. And the thing about it is I like to challenge myself. Right. So I would set a goal when it comes to fitness. I would set a goal and try to meet that goal. So that's what I do when I'm not. But the thing about it is, art never leaves me. So while I'm running, there are times I run, and sometimes I don't even realize how I got to my destination because art is on my mind. How will I
Yeah.
approach that next project? Right? And when it comes to video games as well, I love playing the PS5 and whatever. I mean, from times I wouldn't say I was addicted, but video games, I would say, was also a foundation of me enjoying art. Now, the thing about it is, when it comes to realism, I don't like realism. I like cartoons. Well, everyone can tell,
Right.
because I'm surrounded by reality already. So I want to delve into something different. You know? Yeah.
Okay. Bob Monroe just said, big up Ted, Peter D, big up. Good night, Bob. Good night to you.
Good night, Bob.
You know, in life, right? We get sometimes, boy, the pressure of life and everything gets to us. How do you stay motivated when life gets difficult, brother?
How do you stay motivated?
How do you stay motivated when your life gets difficult?
Sometimes you just need to be reminded of your purpose. You need to be reminded of your purpose in life. So, and there are many forms of motivation. And sometimes you need to see exactly where you have become. Now, that's a regret that I have in life, is that all my past pieces, I threw them away. Because, I mean, as an artist, your work is never perfect. Like Leonardo da Vinci said, your art is never finished, it's always abandoned by the artist. You know? So my motivation would be looking at my past pieces and seeing how far I have become. Right? My motivation is seeing my students succeeding. Well, my motivation, my kids as well. All right? My kids. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. All right.
5, 6 kids,
All
right?
right. And they're my motivation as well. They when I think of them, they help me to keep on going. You understand? So that's my motivation, and the contributions that I have made to make, I mean, somebody's day brighter. That is my motivation.
Yeah, thank you for that, my brother. And Bob says, your light bearer for the youth, my brother, using your gift to help the youth, man. 100%. Boom. Let me what in everything you've done, we have successes, we have failures, we have in betweens. What's the biggest lesson failure has taught you?
Failure has one thing. Before I answer that question, right? I have failed many times, and if I were to live my life over, I wouldn't take my failures away, because my failures have made me who I am today. Okay, I will use the analogy of muscle. All right. When you lift weights to a certain point, your muscles tear, right? They tear, and then they rebuild. That's how they get bigger. You understand? They tear, and you feel a lot of pain while the healing is going on and so on. But you do get bigger, and you get the results that you want. That's the same. That's what failure does, right? Failure actually makes us stronger. Our very own Julian Alfred, she won an Olympic medal, a gold medal, right? But in the process, there was a lot of failure, right? I remember Michael Jordan said, one of his famous quotes was that, I succeed because I have failed and failed and failed many times, right? I do not, I'm afraid of people who fail a lot. The reason being, when they start to win, they know everything that they should not do. So they will be dominant. You understand what I'm saying? So failure is natural. Failure happens, right? And the moment you could understand that we have to fail to succeed, we will be successful at what we do.
Thank you for that. And Bob Monroe just said, one day we will connect, bro. I also love art. So all good things must come to an end, and so must Bouyon, my brother. But I am saying, I think we need to have a part two, but we'll have a discussion about that when we resume Bouyon. Before I let you go, what message would you like to leave with our listeners across St. Lucia, the Caribbean, and the diaspora?
What message? There are so many messages, but in general, as a people, we need to, I would say, understand each other. There is so much miscommunication going on. We need to hear each other more. That's why I like platforms like these, because I mean, I'm sure that hearing other people's stories will actually build us as a community, and we can empathize, and we'll see that there is a cause and an effect for everything. All right. So I just feel that we should connect with each other more and communicate more. That's why I enjoy platforms like this.
Thank you for that. And what should we expect from you next?
Okay. From me right now, I am delving into filmmaking. All right. It has been, I would say, it has been a journey, as in when it comes to filmmaking is kind of costly. So I'm putting equipment, um, building my equipment list, I would say, so that I would have not a feature length film at first, but a couple shots. I have had before, but a couple shots so that people can see the stories we have to tell. And we have a lot of stories to tell in St. Lucia and in the Caribbean as well. So that's my next project, telling our stories through, even if it's animation and live video. And if I have to work with my past students as well, I will work with them. That's my main goal.
I look forward to seeing that, man. Definitely look forward to that. So that brings me to the part that I really enjoy. Sometimes I do in Bouyon, the rapid fire round. I really, really love that. So you give me the first answer that comes to your mind, right? Don't think about it.
All right.
Drawing by hand or digital tablet?
Digital tablet.
Digital
tablet.
One word to describe you.
Multi-talented.
Multi-talented. Okay. Biggest pet peeve.
I don't know, playing game. I don't know.
Superpower you'd love to have. A superpower you'd love to have.
A superpower I'd love to have. Invisibility.
I wonder why.
To hear what people say about me, Kuma.
All right. Favorite animated movie?
Lion King.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Hey, when you said Marvel, you mad or what?
Yes, exactly.
If you want an artist, what career would you choose?
Marketing.
Marketing. Three words your students use to describe you.
My students: inspiring, funny, and stern.
Stern. All right.
Yeah, man.
One thing you can't travel without.
My camera.
I thought you'd tell me your tablet or your computer.
Oh. Well, the tablet always there, but yeah, my camera.
No, the tablet is like part of
that's
you.
one of the things. Oh, that's one of the things, because I can travel without my camera, obviously my phone and my iPad. My iPad is my limb, one of my limbs.
Got you. And the last one. What's your hidden talent?
My hidden.
Your hidden talent.
Oh, I'm a poet.
You're a poet.
Yeah.
You know, you did say that, and part two,
Yeah.
you're going to talk a little bit about that, and hopefully you could share some of your work with us. That's when you. That's one of the things I want to talk about, your writing and your poetry and all of that good stuff. But I have so many things I want to ask you, man. I just want to thank you for being on our Bouyon Talk show. I mean, it's been a pleasure having you, my brother. I want to say good night to everyone. Lisa says, listening to the program tonight made me realize that we are in in an era where everything we thought that was negative to a child's future in the past is now a tool to a brighter one.
Of course, of course.
Very good point.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
very,
Quote.
very, very good point. So bravo everyone who never give up on their passion. and that is true. And that is true. And that is true. Once again, my brother, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody. But at the DIC, I want to say thank you to you. Say thank you to everyone who have joined us. I have quite a few people on. And that's why before the show ends, my brother, I'm going to play that ad again because I want to encourage St. Lucians to come and support Watch Radio, come and help us give back because we do a lot of giving back. If you see what's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, it's about us collaborating with St. Lucia Development Fund to help 100 young men in St. Lucia to give them toiletries, trying to get some laptops and say vests and shirts and underwears and stuff like that to help those young men. So let me play that our ad once again because all of the monies we receive from events that we have, we use them to reinvest in St. Lucia and persons in St. Lucia.
On Sunday, July 12th, Watch Radio NYC and Night Blink Events presents Sunblaze, the all-inclusive fest, the ultimate poolside breakfast party. We head down to Platin Mama in Moshi from 10 a.m. where we explode with vibes. Come dressed in your shades of yellow and orange. Entertainment and performances by Carlton Roberts, Sly, the Logics Band. DJs, we have DJ Collision, DJ 9, Kevin X, DJ Litchi, and Hollywood HB. All-inclusive tickets cost $225. Ticket outlets, Sophisticates in Rodney Bay, Wings of Love, Chillers in Grosley, Nissa's Beauty Lounge in Viewfort, Sunblaze, the ultimate poolside breakfast fest.
So I put it, I chop it, I put it, I chop it. Shana one she head and start to so I put it, I chop it, I put it, I chop it. I can't stop.
Last word, brother, 30 seconds. Last word for you, 30 seconds.
Last word for me?
Yeah.
Okay. With all helping our kids, this is for the parents, and the young ones as well. Even if your dream is a particular craft, so let's just say I will use art as an example. All right. The path isn't always straight. You have to take detours, right? But you should never forget the goal that you have, all right? Sometimes the detours that you make add to that particular path and they help strengthen you, all right? So when you have disappointments in life, always remember you should never forget the goal that you have, okay? Because the disappointments come for a reason. Most of the time, disappointments, they actually prevent you from being more disappointed than you're supposed to be. So, yeah, that's the last thing that I have to say.
Good words of wisdom from a wise man. And Tanya just said, pestering Scotty, hidden talent, as your hidden talent. Bro, your friend who said it, all right?
Well, there is part two. That would be part of the part
part
two.
two.
We'll
Okay.
have to interview both of us.
Okay, great. Well, I'll do that.
He's part of my history as well.
Okay, I'll call Scotty as well, and we'll do that too.
Yes.
And once again, I want to say thank you everyone who have joined us for our Bouyon Talk show tonight. I want to thank my guest, Teddy Sandiford, for being here. Thank you, my brother, and I look forward to having you on the show again. I want to say good to everybody. See you guys next season for Bouyon. Thank you. Good night.
Later, guys.